It's not in control of it anymore.
Hey, there we are. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to A Little Dicey D&D. My name is Salvatore. I am your Dungeon Master here and forevermore. Hopefully you guys can hear us and everything and see us well and all that. Obviously, as you can see, if for some reason you have not been tuning in for the past few episodes, then shame on you, first of all. Second of all, obviously you can see we got a new look. We got a lot of cool stuff going on now. We're entirely virtual. I have completed my move to the East Coast, and we're all in our respective little dungeons for ourselves. How fun is that? But we are here. We are still playing Dungeons & Dragons every Wednesday, now at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a little bit earlier than we used to. But we're playing every Wednesday from here on out once more. Keep an eye and an ear out for our scheduling around the holidays. We're gonna obviously have a couple maybe hiatus things or off days with the holidays coming up. So just look out for that. But for the most part, we're back on the regular schedule, which is super fun. So if you guys could continue to let me know if everything sounds good and looks good on everyone's end, that would be nice. We can see your faces and hear your voices. Thank you, Extra. That's awesome. Great to hear. Good to see you, by the way. Happy that you are here. If anything gets too loud or too wonky, I've got my eyes on the chat. Michaela's here in chat as well as usual. Speaking of Michaela, shouts out to them. They created all of what you see around you, our template and everything and all that. Of course, our wonderful character art is still done by Eamon McCormick. If you guys want to check them out, I believe we have some of their info in our Twitch channel description or something like that. If not, you can just look him up, Eamon McCormick on Instagram. He does a lot of wonderful work.
Just watch the entire backlog of videos, and you'll see us give all of his detailed information.
That's also very true. Speaking of that, we'll head back into our usual announcements in the beginning of the stream. But before that, I just want to say thank you guys for joining us again. I'm very excited to be playing with my friends once again. And after a long sort of month of getting everything together, it's nice to just sort of take a nice deep breath and play my favorite game with some of my favorite people. So I'm very excited about all that. So I hope you guys are too. So that being said, Garrett, do you want to tell us about what we got going on in our social medias?
Yeah, guys, we got social media. We got a Twitter, which is a lot of fun. We have our Instagram, and it should all be all up, that direction if I point. It's all up there. Twitter is just really me messing around, talking about D&D stuff. Instagram is just pictures of fun stuff that is D&D related. I'll be real, I don't do as much on there as I should. And then we got the YouTube, which has most of our episodes, VODs, both of this show and the podcast that Matt and Sal do. Although that actually is changing formats, so they probably won't be up there anymore now that I think about it.
Not in there. We are changing formats, yes. And I've got a couple things in the pipeline for that. We're going to be recording more stuff pretty soon now that I'm all set and settled and whatnot. So yeah, keep a lookout for that.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all our social media and also TikTok, but I don't think we use that as much anymore.
Not really. We'll probably be getting back into it now that everything's settled. So a lot more content will likely be coming around the new year. So that'll be a lot of fun with that. So thank you, Garrett. I appreciate that. A couple of us forgot to do this, but I do know a couple of us did do this, so I'm very excited. I want to make note of it. Usually, if you've been a prior viewer, you would know that Garrett brings in fun little potions for us to drink when our chat wants us to indulge ourselves in that. And so we tried to make an effort to make sure that we all make one ourselves, since we got to keep all of the potion vials that Garrett so generously brought around every week. But I do know Garrett and Hannah both made some potions today. So hopefully I will try my best to remember, and I'm going to make an effort to do that. I had a lot of stuff going on to set up for this. So, but I just wanted to shout that out because I know a lot of us, you're probably all wondering hey, I thought this is an interactive stream, and I'm pretty sure that Hannah will be able to tell you all about it.
So it is indeed an interactive stream. That has not changed. Go ahead, and the more you interact, the more points you earn to make us do stuff, to do bad things to Sal, and to make us drink. And the reason why our potions are matching today is because I'm the only one who got my shipment of freeze-dried piss. So everybody else is still waiting on theirs, but you know.
Damn you, Amazon.
Damn Amazon. Jeff Bezos trying to siphon all of Garrett's piss. It's ridiculous.
But use those points. Maybe we'll get a Amazon piss shipment reward up there or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
Good
give us
stuff.
inspiration. That one.
Guys, I just
Don't
downloaded
do
Amazon Piss, and I've been really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's really worth them.
They stole it. They stole it from me.
You should have jumped on it.
Well, thank you very much, Hannah. Matt, you want to tell us about what we got going down in the Discord?
Yeah, there's things in the Discord, in theory. Like right now, there's an announcement for you to come watch the show. If you're watching it not live, it's because you missed the announcement. It means you need to get in the Discord. You need to invite your friends, your family, your grandma specifically, because I got a thing for grandmas. Get them in the Discord so that they can see that announcement and many others. You know, post. We got artwork. We got memes. Actually, there's some really cool stuff in the art channel. This was a few weeks ago, but during our hiatus, where we got some AI art of the characters. So we try to have some interesting stuff going on. And if
And Gray Heron made my favorite Kaz art to date.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, shout out to Gray Heron.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that's what we got going on. We will, I'm sure, in the future also use Discord to discuss some topics suggested by y'all for our podcast episodes. So if you have any topics or questions you'd like to see us touch base on, throw them in suggestions or question board or, you know, wherever you damn well please.
Thank you very much, Matt. So, also, everybody, if I would just ask a little bit of patience from us since we're doing this virtually now. So we're still playing around with like a lot of like the sound and stuff and whatnot. So if you hear anything odd, like Matt's voice drop suddenly, like it just did there, to levels of velvety deepness that is unheard of before, don't worry, he's okay. That's just, you know, that's just how the internet works sometimes. So maybe on break we'll swap it out, but we all kind of like it. We've been playing around with trying to make the stream sound good. Yeah, so you know, such is life. It'll be fine. Things might come in and out. Just you know, be a little patient with us. We're gonna sort of try to get everything as clean as we can over time. But honestly, I'm pretty happy with how everything looks and sounds as of right now, anyways. So. But yeah, don't be alarmed if suddenly someone drops from the stream or something like that, or if some weird thing happens with the voice. Who cares? It'll be okay. So, oh, and there goes Matt. All right, so and now the screen looks weird. Okay, now he's back.
I was worried.
Oh, he did it. Oh gosh, I'm so gullible.
He said not to panic.
Get wrecked.
Don't panic.
Nice. Well, thank you very much, Matt. And then Jamie, you want to round us out with shout outs for some of our friends?
Yes, as always, be sure to check out our friends at superokpodcast.com. Also, our friend of the show, Aaron, can be found on Twitch at LittleBogWitch, and our moderator, Michaela, can be found on Twitch at Hello Diddy.
Alrighty. Thank you guys very much. And as our last announcement of the evening before we begin, I will be producing and uploading some pretty cool, well, hopefully it will be pretty cool, but just some basic sort of videos to the YouTube channel that will just be doing a little bit of, you know, recounting on some arcs and stuff, just a little bit of that where it'll just be, you know, a talking head myself, you know, doing like maybe like a channel trailer kind of thing or a channel introduction on the YouTube and everything. So I'm going to be minimizing the sort of recaps at the beginning of the streams from here on out. Also, I do want to let you guys know that unfortunately we lost the footage from episode 38, so the previous episode. So that will not be appearing on our YouTube channel. However, like I just said, I will be doing sort of a recap thing where I just speak to the camera about it and all that. So that will likely serve as the channel introduction trailer thing as well. So sorry about that, but you know, things happen. So I'm going to do a quick recap of the past episode or two, and then we'll jump in. Anybody have any questions or whatever? No? All right. Cool. So then, when last we met, our intrepid group of adventurers known as the Baird Souls had just accepted a few different, let's call them job opportunities that have proven to be so far very promising in terms of liquid gold. Firstly, the job opportunity along with the members of Foundation, a sort of intelligence syndicate that is run in secrecy in aid of the Great Nelidian Crown. They had recently approached the Baird Souls in hopes that they could hire them for some freelance, bounty work, for lack of a better term. Some in order to bring some dastardly folks in for the cause of justice, and others to enact the king's justice themselves, which is really wonderful. They accepted that job and have sort of set out on this grand journey all across Naledi, and are making their way all the way over to Cinna Road, first stopping in the hometown of their newest member, Thuisa, the hometown of 4 Point Cross. While there, they also encountered a couple familiar faces, at least on Thuisa's end, and in addition, one unknown face, that of the seemingly independent wizard or sorceress, or just arcane user in general, known as Kata. This Kata has seemingly bought up the I almost said ancestral land of Thuisa, but no, just the family owned farmstead just outside of town, and decided to erect a grand tower in placement of it. There, Kata has explained that she has been doing some light field work, just getting a better understanding of the flora and fauna around this part of Naledi, but more specifically because she has sort of deemed this place a very specifically important place around Naledi, in which a few realm rifts can be found. These realm rifts are sort of a very thin veil between the other realms of the multiverse in Petrichor. And here is where she gets to study sort of the relationship between this prime material realm and some of the other adjacent realms, either the Shadowfell or the Feywild or the Nine Hells, or the realm of fire or water, the plane of air, the plane of the Underdark, etc. Many different things exist outside of the prime material plane, and Kata is interested in all of them. So that being said, she hired the Baird Souls in order to enlist their help in hopefully gathering a couple of missing reagents and scouting information that she had written down in one of her previous labs, located in the first layer of the Nine Hells. The gang accepted, with the payment being that Kata would scry on a person or creature of their choosing. And once they returned with the research notes and whatever else that she was looking for, she would be able to do that as soon as possible. So upon arriving to the lab in the first layer of Hell, the group essentially fought against some demonic looking gnoll-ish creatures, and thwarted them by burning a lot of them alive in the lava pools, which was a lot of fun. And after that, they ransacked the lab, found the research notes, and looted a handful of fun new items. So that being said, we find our team here in the lab passing through the lit up teleportation circle that Kata has been keeping open for the time being, and each one of them, one by one, reappears in the middle of the main foyer of the magic tower of Kata. So each one of you sort of finally gains back your bearings. You sort of dust yourself off a little bit as you look around. The heat from all around you from beforehand has dissipated into this cool sort of, almost not shockingly cold, but just going from the intensity. It's like going from a very, very hot sauna to just walking out into the usual like room temperature coolness of just the earth in general, I guess. And here you feel like the blood is rushing back into your body, and you feel safe as you look around and see all the various bits and baubles of Kata's inner sanctum. Kata, meanwhile, is sort of in the process of loosing the incantation that kept the teleportation circle open, and just sort of sits back in one of her nice ornate cushioned chairs and just takes a load off and says, all right. So, were you all successful then?
Yeah, we've got we brought back some proof that I wrote down. It was just proof and not anything specific, but here's proof that we've killed the gnolls.
Wonderful.
And we've got the notes or whatever the fuck you wanted us to grab. We did for sure grab those.
Good. Good.
Just take a look at our quest journal, and you'll see that we've checked off.
Yeah, it's all checked. We did it all.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, I'm happy to see you all made it out in one piece. It's very good. I hope it wasn't too difficult, but thank you all. So, have we decided how we would like to use my crystal ball, or do you still need some more time to figure that out?
Do we just remind me? So we each get one. Is that how that works? Each of us makes one request.
That is how I remember it. Just out of character.
Yes, I believe that is the case.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I certainly know what I'm going to ask for.
Go right ahead.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's try this. All right. Well, so okay. Remind me, Kata. You said that how this works is basically I tell you about the subject that I'm looking for, and then the more information you have, the more likely it is to work. Is that how that works?
Yes, that is correct.
Gotcha. Kata, can I trust your discretion if I share you some perhaps sensitive information?
Sure. I do not I do not discriminate. So
What I mean to say is, can it sort of stay between us if I share something with you?
A sort of wizard-client confidentiality, if you will.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I think that would not be a problem.
Do I believe her?
You can certainly make an insight check.
All right. It's 12.
12. Kata does not seem to be interested enough in who or what you want to scry on to be lying to you.
She's a plain traveling recluse who lives in her mage's tower. She didn't give a fuck about you.
That is some classic wizard shit, actually.
Okay. Yes, well, right, okay. Shall we, I have quite a bit of information to share, so shall we sort of sit down and sort of proceed with this process then?
Sure. Shall we all head up into my scrying chamber then?
Wonderful. Love a scrying chamber. Yes.
All right. I am going to gather my things. You all can take the stairs up just to the third floor then. And she points over to the spiral staircase in the corner of the room.
I will go up the stairs.
All right.
Yep.
Make my way
follow
slowly.
along.
I need to blast a couple of cure wounds into myself. As I'm like walking up the stairs, some like ointment and stuff.
Sounds good. Go ahead and give yourself a cure wounds and heal.
I don't look very good right now.
I'm fine at 6 HP. I'm not worried about it.
I'm a hurt too if you have any extra. I'm at 16 out of 43.
Oh, yeah, I'm at 71 out of 71, so...
I'm at 1, guys.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just
Definitely
bleed 'em.
focus on
I don't- I don't
yourself.
care.
I can hit you each with I'll hit you each with some HP. I'll let you know in a second.
Cool.
Very cool. As you all are patching yourselves up and making your way up to the 3rd floor, you pass through the 2nd floor, which seems to be a more along the lines of like a laboratory. Similar looking things that you saw in the Hell lab that you had just traversed from. But this is way more organized, obviously not in the middle of a lava-infested cavern. And it's very mundane. There doesn't seem to be anything too extravagant about the decor in here. Not like downstairs. Downstairs she had a handful of like fun little baubles and whatnot, and like things in jars that are like, you know, cool looking, and some really nice paintings and all that. It looked more akin to someone with you know, what seems to be the level of wealth that this woman seems to have. But this 2nd room, this lab, is very mundane, very humble. Many different scrolls and scroll cases and tomes, and a lot of different inkwells with multiple different colored inks sat on like 4 different desks, each with a couple different chairs and whatnot. It seems to have like a color coordinated desk and chair for each type of what you assume to all be like the research on the different realms that she happens to be researching on at the moment. Excuse me. As you pass through this room and head up to the 3rd floor, you emerge and arrive into a very simple square room, in the center of which is a carpet, or excuse me, a rug with a very intricate, ornate design sewn into it, with a myriad of colors. And then in the middle of that is a single tall, sort of waist-high table, made entirely out of what seems to be granite. And then on top of that sits a sort of velvet, for lack of a better word, we'll call it a blanket, like a little velvet blanket on top of a very circular object that it conceals. There's nothing else in this room. There are no windows. There are sconces for lights, but there's no live flames or anything like that. The sconces glow a very dull blue, very sort of light bluish hue that pervades this room. It makes it easy to see, but there's like nothing else going on. It is completely barren otherwise.
By the way, in this order, Tuisa, Indigo, Kaz get 12, 7, and 9 HP.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you.
Also, quick shout out to B Monk. Happy to see you, B Monk. Happy to be back as well. I'm glad that
What's up, buddy?
We all could be here. Also, happy birthday to you, buddy. So, hell yeah. Okie dokie.
Is there any place to sit in the room?
There is not.
You said it was barren.
Yes.
Okay.
Sit on the granite table.
Yes,
So,
Will. How does this work? Or is she up here?
She's
Or
not
is
yet.
she-
I was just
Okay,
about to say,
never mind.
as you
I'll
all
just kind
have
of-
gathered up here, you all just sort of look around. Kata has not appeared yet, as she is gathering some different reagents, apparently. If there's anything that you want to do before she arrives to prepare anything, besides healing yourself or whatever, you may do so.
Oh, so you know what you're looking for. Kill, Louisa, do you guys know what you're going to ask for?
Yeah, I got somebody in mind.
Oh, all right.
Who? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, who it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a chat with Lo earlier, and I've been asking people about this map that we found on Moore for a while now, and I finally got a good lead. But he doesn't know where this fella is, and he's been gone for, I think, decades. So that's who I'm gonna see if I can find this map maker where he might be.
Do you have any information about him besides his name?
I got his name, and I got a map that he made, which I have to believe has some amount of his his essence on it. But otherwise, that's really it.
What's your interest in? I mean, that's your. I mean, do you? But that seems a bit random. It's just what? Why look for whoever made this map?
Because it's interesting to me.
That's quite fair.
I don't know if she's gonna be able to find him based on what you have.
Well, you see, his essence is on the map, so I'm sure it'll be
Yeah.
fine.
I would think so. I mean, how much does this person really need?
His essence is on the map.
Well, that's what Kill said.
There's something about the preposition "on" that I don't love there.
I mean, look, I think that, all they need is a description. And I think having any object that a person created has probably got to be helpful.
Yes, I imagine that would help.
I'm not trying to shoot down your idea. I'm just trying to, prepare you for disappointment.
Well,
I
that's
guess.
literally the only person in the realms that I give a shit about at the moment. So, if it doesn't
Well,
work, it
remember,
doesn't work.
she also offered to further enchant, or I guess enchant, any item you might have. That's kind of where I'm leaning, just because there's no doubt in my mind that fucking Stant has magical protection against scrying now.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus he's probably somewhere in hell.
Right.
One of them.
What about you, Teresa?
Well, I kind of want to know where my family ended up. That's
Makes
what I
sense.
was hoping.
And why would you want to know that?
Oh, this extremely explosive chemical reaction we're going to induce and then, feed to my brother somehow. That's going to turn out well.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes.
I was being sarcastic.
I need to know where he is, I guess. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right. Well.
Anyway, she's taking a long time to get here.
As you say that, you hear the footsteps coming up from the stairs that you all had just arrived from. You can see Kata is carrying a handful of small different reagents, just a couple different things that will probably be used up in the ritual process. She passes into the room and says, "Sorry about the wait, but I had to gather my things. So, Indigo, yes?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Are you ready to go? Everything is...
Certainly. Yes. Shall I just sort of jump in and detail what it is I'm looking for?
Yes, essentially. One moment. And she grabs the velvet blanket and takes it off of this beautiful, deeply purple crystal ball that sort of sat up on an ebony hand that seems to be entirely, what's the word I'm looking for? Petrified. This black, dark hand, petrified in the middle of the table, flat at the wrist, holds this purple ball, and she begins to set a couple different reagents around on the outside of the granite table. And she holds her hand over the purple crystal ball and begins to sort of mutter a little bit of an incantation. All of the little reagents begin to burst into these purple flames, and you can smell this sort of very lush, deep scent that's almost reminds you of the scent of the grasslands and the forest after a very heavy rainfall. And once these fires begin to sort of burn themselves out, just before it looks like each one of these purple flames begins to snuff themselves, they just sort of hold there as these tiny little dull flames. And she holds her hand above the ball, and she looks over at you, Indigo, and she says, "So, firstly, if you know the name of this person, tell it to me, and then describe to me what they look like, who they are, and as much of them as you know. The more information that I have, the better. Again, even if I know this person myself. If they have any sort of cloak or means of shielding themselves from my prying eye, it is possible that I will not be able to see their whereabouts. It is also possible that no matter how good of a description you give me or what you can provide in order to aid in the ritual, it could still fail. I will do my best, and I am quite good at what I do. I just wanted to remind you of this. Yes?
Sure. Yes, of course, I understand. Well, I am looking for the Fey Lord Octavian. I can RP this out if you want, but I will proceed to describe as much as I can about Octavian in terms of his essence. More so about his like who he is as an entity rather than what he looks like, because I know he can look different. Like they can take on different appearances.
Go ahead and
Or if he has, I mean, does Octavian have a like base form that I am aware of? Or
yeah. So he has, he has many forms. The one that you are familiar with is that of a green lion. He's taken many humanoid forms, but that one is the one in particular that you know of.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll get Matt back in it. Yes, and we're back. Cool.
Yep.
That is the one that you know of.
Okay.
But yeah, Jamie, go ahead and describe to me in Indigo's words, you know, how you see this person.
Okay. So, Octavian is, well, where do I even begin? He can take many forms. The one I'm most personally familiar with is that of a green lion, but he I mean, if you know anything about Octavian, you know he can take many forms. Among them are, I believe, there's also a green sort of half-orc form as well. Just a really fun guy. He's, you know, sort of master of nature and of love and of song and all that sort of things. I have reason to believe he may no longer be Fey. So just put that in your sort of put that in the mix as well. And I also believe he may be looking for his child, which I believe that he has one of those. What else can I say? Wonderful taste in food. He's a bit of an Epicurean, I believe. Out of character, I don't know. I'm just kind of making stuff up about Octavian that I don't necessarily know as a player. But if there's anything else that I might think of, then I would mention that as well.
Sure. Kata looks at you and says, "Very good. To be honest, this is a tall order, but I will do the best that I can."
Of course, yes. Aim high, as they say.
She closes her eyes. She finishes the incantation, and the flames burst up again, almost to the point where anybody that's standing around them kind of winces a little bit, with the exception of Kaz. The heat here in this room really becomes palpable. And her eyes, she opens them, and they're just sort of this black, just slightly tinted purple film around them. And you can see her face moves at almost this weird inhuman speed as it just sort of shifts around as if she's looking through many different possibilities. A moment passes, and she closes her eyes and the flames dull once more, and she takes her hand away from the ball. Okay. So, I saw a few things. Number one, this Fey Lord is what you called them, yes?
Yeah, that's sort of how I know him best. Although other people seem to know him more as Octavian.
Right. This Octavian. This is not. Forgive me. I am a scholar in many sense of the word. I am decently versed in many different areas of study. Obviously, I have my particular interests, but when it comes to the nature of how each realm interacts with the other, knowing who governs each realm is a good thing in my profession. And there are stories of the one who brought the Feywild into existence, yes. And while it is not necessarily an uncommon name around certain parts of the world, to be honest with you, I thought you were pulling my leg a little bit. Couldn't possibly think that you actually meant the Lord of the Feywild, the Bard, yes,
Yes, that's
the Deimos god of love and art and song.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yes.
Right. Well, my friend, I'm sorry to report this to you, but unfortunately, that is a bit out of my reach. I did the best I could, and I saw a few things, but I was not able to actually locate this being.
Well, I'd still be interested in hearing what you saw.
Sure. Firstly, I saw something that does narrow it down a little bit. Sort of a representation of Petrichor, of the prime material plane. In instances like this, it is possible to know where these beings reside. It is not, unfortunately, well, luckily for us, it is not possible for them to necessarily hide their location in terms of what realm they reside in. Where they are in the realm, however, is heavily obscured, as I'm sure you can guess.
Sure.
I am deft enough to be able to figure out at least the realm, and that would be the prime material realm. So your hunch of this being not being in the Fae any longer is correct, as far as I can tell. As far as where this Deimos being is, I'm not entirely sure. I saw a vast expanse of lush forestation, beautiful, many different types of vegetation and flora all abound. I saw the Cerulean Ocean. I saw vast mountains. Many things that made up many different parts of the realm, but I couldn't hone in on anything in particular, unfortunately.
Getting a lot of nature, though, not really like cities.
No, I did not see any urban identification. Very rural everywhere I looked, at least.
All right. Okay. Interesting.
Yes. I hope. Forgive me. It is not every day someone seeks knowledge of this type of this type of how you say education, research, whatever.
Yes, of course. Well, I thought I'd give you a hard one to start, and sort of that you sort of
Yes.
you know.
Yes. Well, I hope you find what
Start
you were
there.
looking for.
Yes, thank you. Well, it is good to at least know that he is definitely on this plane.
Yes, as far as I can tell, at least.
All right.
All right. The rest of you, is there something that either of you three have in mind?
Go ahead, Tweeza.
So you bought this land from a family, right?
Yes.
Do you remember they had a young man with them that was pretty sick, right?
Yes, I do.
Can you locate him?
You sure?
Yeah.
Absolutely, no problem. It's just my own personal curiosity. Is there any particular reason that you're interested in this? I mean, this not to, I don't want to seem like seem pompous, but I mean this is kind of a no-brainer for me. I mean, I know exactly. I mean, it wouldn't be difficult at all. So, just
He's my brother. Yeah. I need to find them, so if you could.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
I don't have 2d20s out. Okay. Ooh, okay, that's an 18 plus something. Plus 1. 19.
19. She says, you know, I did not realize this. It would probably do well for you to know a big reason why they took my my offer. Of course, was in hopes that they could help your brother, but they had also mentioned that that it would help fund a search for their lost daughter. It is surely fate that brought you back here. I understand this, but I mean, of course, to be honest with you, I have a hard time accepting this as your as my form of payment for your services to me. So I will do this. I will do this of my own accord. You'll have to forgive me. I do not recall your brother's name. I did not really speak with him. I was just told that he was ill. So hearing that would help me. Well, it would just make things, how you say, quick and sure in my search.
Elrodin is his name?
Elrodin.
Elrodin.
Right. If you think of anything else that I can search out for you, please let me know. But again, this I will
Would
do
you
this
be able
myself.
to send them a message if you know where he is, or any of them?
I can certainly try. Yes. Let me search for them first. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
She holds out her hand once more. Her eyes close, the fire's light. The heat returns to the room. She opens her eyes. The black film returns, and immediately she closes them. The fire's dull, and she opens them back and says, your brother, along with your mother and your father, they are in the midst of traveling. I believe, as far as I can tell, they are on a main road, a main trade road. They seem to be heading northward. They are in a caravan with a handful of other folk. Couldn't really tell how many of them. But it seems as though they've made their way quite a ways at this point. They are probably around the coastline of the north. They have not yet arrived at any sort of major city or town or anything like that, but they're headed to the northern coast of the Cerulean Ocean.
Okay.
Out of character, is the Cerulean Ocean like all the ocean in this world, or is there another ocean here as well?
As far as you know, the Cerulean Ocean is the ocean that surrounds Naladai.
Okay.
Could you, can you send them a message?
Make another persuasion check.
Oh gosh. I rolled another 18.
Another 18. So 19
I only
total?
rolled one this time, so 19.
Okay. She says, I can. In order to make this, how about we call it even after this then, yes?
That's fine, yes.
What would you like me to say?
I don't know my geography. What's the nearest town? Do we know where they might be heading based on that? I just want them to stay so I can find them again.
I mean, if I had to guess, they're pretty close to the coast. So, there is a little town up to the north, near the Crimson Peaks, but I'm not entirely sure if they would be there or further to the west.
What's it called?
Shite. I think it was once called. There is a town. I do not remember the name of the town currently, but there was once a town, or sort of a small village, maybe. It was called. This was years ago. It was called Red Keep, I believe. But it is since sort of. I guess disappeared.
Can Indigo search his memories and see if that was, in fact, as a player, I think that might be the town that Revelry was from.
Yeah, that's a part of your memory.
So is Jamie's memory correct? Is it also Indigo's memory?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. If you think that's right, Jamie, then you go with what you think.
Okay. I think I've been there. I think that might be where my personal acquaintance that I told you all about was from. Revelry.
Have you been there recently?
Oh no, it was quite a long time ago. It sounds like it may not even be a village of the city it was anymore.
No, this was
somewhere.
Say it again, Hannah.
I just want him to stay somewhere so that I mean, I just need to be able to find them.
Sure. I can tell them to stay at the nearest location and just sort of get the night. I mean, they can respond to me if they are if they are so interested, and I can see about where exactly they are if you'd like.
That would be helpful. Can you tell them that Thuisa's fine and she's coming with a cure to wait?
All right. Sure. One moment. And she just sort of holds out her hands. She traces a small little wire from one hand to the other made of pure arcanum. And she brings it up and she begins to speak into it. She begins to mutter some things. After a moment, she stops. She sort of cocks her ear to the sky. And then she just sort of, you can see visibly that something is happening to her. And then another moment passes, she stops and says, right, so it seems as though they are in the colloquial terms are the Land of Shadows, so, the province of Umbral. My hunch was correct. They are closer to a place called Traveler's Rest. That is further to the north, closer to the northern mountains. It's not too far away from the Crimson Peaks, where the Red Keep used to stand. They were happy to hear of your presence here at my tower, and they said that they would take refuge at Traveler's Rest, and they also said that they could not wait to see you.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. Right. So, gentlemen, is there anything that I can do for you?
Kaz, why don't you go ahead? I'm still thinking, actually.
Let me just get a real quick poll of my more magical friends. Look, there's no way Stant doesn't have some magical protection against his location, right?
I suppose we don't really know how powerful this Five of Hells is, ultimately.
I think the chances of him being either on another plane or under some, enchantment is probably pretty high. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kata, you said you can only locate things that are on the plane that we're on. Is that right?
It depends. I can, if I have a perfectly clear, it all depends on how much information I have. The more information, the deeper I can seek. The more personal collection I have, the better my chances are, and the less likely. So I can get.
Do we have anything that belonged to Stant? Other than, I mean,
Kaz is just gonna glare at you for that. Actually,
sorry, that was a bit of a poor choice of words. I meant an object. Something that could be used as a focus. I mean, actually, is that how it works? Kata, does something physical help you in that way?
That certainly could help me. Yes.
I mean,
we don't really have anything like that. No. Yeah, I think I'll just you said you could enchant a weapon, right? Or enchant an object?
Sure. Yes. I mean, it would take me, depending on the enchantment that you're looking for, it would take me time, but of course.
Right. Well, I have this really nice sword, and I just pull out one of the long swords. if you could enchant this to hit harder or better somehow. Listen, I'm not a very magical person.
Would
But-
is there maybe something that could be more effective against things of a hellish nature, perhaps?
Something more effective against fiends, perhaps?
Well, in case I want to commit seppuku or something.
No, I meant. I'm sorry. Again, this poor choice of words. I guess I don't know if Stan's really a fiend.
It's really
Sorry,
just
I'll proceed.
just-
I
it's meant to
don't mean to
be
be a backseat
more-
driver.
a more helpful item in general. I'm not specifically thinking of stand.
Right. Yes. Of course. Yes. Sorry.
Mhm.
I'll be over here.
I mean, if you simply wanted to hit harder or be sharper or what have you, I can magically influence it. If it actually wouldn't be too difficult, I could probably get it done in, I don't know, a day or two.
Oh. What? I guess I don't know my enchantments very well. What could I do besides that?
I mean, it depends. Given enough time, I could do most anything. Was there something in particular that you were hoping to have it do? You know, I could enchant it so that when you speak a certain word, it catches fire. I could enchant it so that when you speak a certain word, it becomes encased in a frigid razor ice. I could enchant it so that it glows when there are goblins around or some other bullshit, you know? Whatever, I mean, it depends on what your imagination comes to.
You know what? I do love the idea of a sword on fire. How do we make that happen?
You leave the sword with me. I will do my work. I can get it done in about a week.
All right.
10 days.
And do you want me to give it to you or just like set it in this is a round room, isn't it?
Here, and she
in
holds
the
out her hand.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
She takes it. She opens up a portion of her robe. You can see that there are like a whole bunch of like different pockets and stuff. And there's one like slightly larger one towards the bottom. And she just like hooks the blade of the sword onto it and then slips it down and it just disappears into the pocket. And she wraps her robe back up. I will take care of it. 10 days and I will have it ready for you.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Keel?
Yeah, I was wondering, I mean, you're a well-traveled person, obviously. It's kind of your whole deal. I had a couple of components, reagents. I was wondering if maybe you have in your collection or you could help me get access to. I don't actually know much about it, but if that's something you're open to.
I mean, what are you looking for?
I was looking for there's a special fungus that only grows on Ferrisburg, and I do hope to get there eventually. But you know, seems like our list keeps growing. It's called the Rootin' Claws. Is that something you heard of, or maybe have on you?
She says, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that. Luckily enough, I do have a small research facility in Ferrisburg. If you'd like, I could head out there and take a look around or and whatnot. I apologize. It is not something that I have a direct access to, so I cannot give you an idea of the time frame of what I can get this done. Kaz, did you have something to say?
Garrett did. We actually have we have 2 party drinks and a DM chugs that we have not.
2 party
done.
drinks and a DM chugs. When did that happen?
I don't know. Mika was telling us in the chat.
Oh, fucking
There's
hell.
that.
All right,
Yeah.
1 second. Let me
So
grab some
early on.
booze.
It happened so long ago, guys.
Hang on, be right back.
Oh God. This potion of just peach moonshine is terrible.
And don't forget glitter. It's peach and
Oh, yeah.
glitter.
Peach moonshine and glitter.
That's where the shine
Luster
comes
dust, just
from.
actual glitter.
Sandy, gritty glitter.
It's everywhere.
I can't believe they
So-
didn't grab drinks before we started.
I know, we should have done this. So stupid.
Amateurs.
Amateur
A
hour.
backup drink.
We'll change it. So I definitely have some sort of bottle with some sort of liquid in it that I'll be pouring for myself. And
No free clout.
I'll just no free clout. I'll just I'll do 2 of them. How about that? That'll serve as my drink and chug. Yeah.
Sure, that sounds good to me.
So good.
Yeehaw.
It's just like drinking cough syrup with burn.
Welcome back, everybody. Isn't this fun? We're playing D&D again.
We're playing D&D. We're doing it.
Look at us. Who'd have thought we'd be here? Not me.
Okay, that's 1. Who did this?
One of them was from Tony Romo.
It was all
Biggest
Tony.
Fan.
Oh,
Oh,
Eric.
they were,
Or Eric.
they were all Tony? Oh, that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
All right, and number 2. Oh my god. Wow. And I'm
Is that a
having
good
dinner after
nondescript
this.
bottle or a bad one?
Oh, this is a good bottle. Very good.
Yeah.
And I'm having dinner after this, so I might actually become tipsy after break. So, hell yeah.
It cannot be good when God is tipsy.
That's right,
It
baby.
can only
Hell
be
yeah.
good. What are you talking about?
Okay, so Kata says, so like I said, like I cannot guarantee a time frame for how long it would take me to accumulate this fungus. Is what you said, the fungus?
Yeah, that's right.
But I can guarantee you that I can procure you some. And if I can't, then we can make an agreement that if I cannot provide this, then I will do some sort of further favor for you. I will sort of up the ante. How about that? I will say that I owe you something a bit greater if I cannot do this. Yes. If
Okay,
you want to put a time frame on it, I will be working on your friend's sword for 10 days. So, but you give me 10 days to see if I can find this fungus, yes?
I think that'd be fine.
All right. Good. Well then, I suppose then we are all set here, yes?
Actually, how much? Oh no, you just did our favor. How much would it be to pay you to try to find somebody?
Well, to be honest with you, I very rarely deal in currency. The only reason why I did that for Tuisa's family is because it seemed to be the best way to procure this land. And it seemed as though I was doing them a bit of a favor because they wanted to find you. I prefer further favors if you are willing to continue this business relationship. You have to forgive me. When I was downstairs, I had a couple drinks myself. It always helps the blood get flowing once we, get a few scries in. So,
Will, you said it would take 10 days to enchant Kaz's weapon. Does that mean we're going to be here for 10 days, or?
you're free to go wherever you'd like. I will have your sword, and God's willing, I will have your fungus after 10 days. So, if you want to wait longer to come pick it up, then that is your prerogative. But I will have them in 10 days' time.
What's out of character? Are we near us? I forget where we are. Are we near a city right now?
Yeah,
Four
you're right
Points Cross.
outside of Four Point
Points
Cross, which is Tuisa's hometown.
Right. I mean, are we planning to stay? I'm looking to the
At
rest of the
least a
group.
few
Are we planning
days.
to stay here for a while?
Well,
I believe. Let's see. We were looking for information about one of our one of the people we were looking for, but I believe we found some information about them.
I can grab my notes too.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably be here for a couple days just talking to new contacts and stuff, but otherwise it probably depends mostly on how anxious Tuisa is to getting to Umbra. But we got some information on the gold mantles. We're generally headed east anyway.
We were heading to the mountains, to Hephaestus Peaks, the Hephaestus mountain range. We know that Gawain ran away near the Crimson Cliffs.
Which is by where, Tuisa's family will be.
Right, yeah. But there's no reason we can't spend a couple of days in town and, maybe do another favor for her.
We have a wild magic surge also.
Nice.
Common. So
Go
All
ahead,
right,
roll
that's a
D100.
first did the virtual stream. Pew pew pew.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a D100, correct?
D100.
Yes.
Okay. 89.
89. All right, give me one moment. Ooh. All right, you said 89. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Also, a party drinks while we're here.
Hell yeah.
What?
Hell yeah, party
I was-
drinks.
I redeemed the party drinks for Tony, but then he redeemed a wild magic surge, and I was like, oh, okay, that's fine.
I got to
I love
pee
that.
so bad, so if you keep redeeming party drinks, I will urinate on stream.
Hell
I
yeah.
redeemed
come on, let's
Matt
make it
pissed
happen.
himself.
Keep the sound down, Buffalo Bill.
Piss, piss, piss.
Okay, so.
Oh, he pissed.
Oh, he pissed. What was it again? Jamie said 89?
Yep, 89.
Okay. You feel that sense of like roiling in your stomach once again, and you all begin to see blue little motes of
everyone
energy
stand back.
flicker around Indigo. And suddenly, poof, Indigo disappears.
Is this one of those invisibility ones, or are you gone?
Am I here or am I somewhere else?
You still look around. You look around. Nothing has changed. You felt that sort of expanse of energy, but everything looks normal to you, Indigo.
Oh, what did something happen?
Kata says,
Oh, yeah.
Did something happen to your friend? I didn't. Are they a magic practitioner? None of you hear Indigo.
I'm sure he'll
hello?
be back. This kind of thing happens all the time.
Well, this is probably the third or fourth time that he's just disappeared for a little bit.
Hello,
That's,
I'm here. Did
That's
anyone-
happened.
I think one time he turned into a rabbit. Am I remembering that right?
We
I'll
said he was Strange Man last time, I think.
I'll attempt to do minor illusion and talk that way and see if that works. Or can you do speech with minor illusion?
No, I don't believe
You can,
You can make a sound.
amplify your voice, or am I thinking of
That's thaumaturgy.
thaumaturgy? Yeah.
I'll go find something in the. Is there like an object in the room? I can like make it float around like. Ooh.
There's the crystal
Poltergeist.
ball.
The crystal ball.
That's it.
I'll go grab. Wait. Is she like? She's been using it to scry, hasn't she?
No, she's done. So
Yeah, I'll go over and find the crystal ball and be like. Ooh.
okay, you go over and touch the crystal ball. I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh shit. Is this versus charm?
This is not versus charm.
Okay. 5.
5. As you touch
Yep.
the crystal ball, you feel a sort of jolting sensation run up your arm and then into your head, and you immediately pass out and collapse onto the ground. You all hear a thud like right next to the granite table and crystal ball, and Katza just sort of goes, and she like holds her hand up and like does like a little bit of a motion. Her eyes glow for a second, and you all feel a poof, and it passes through you all, and Indigo's body just sort of appears like collapsed onto the ground, like in like, you know, the Family Guy sort of like
Good, as it should.
yeah.
The one frame fall.
And he is out cold.
I give him a little nudge with my foot. Mm-mm.
Yeah, he's out cold.
I have one more cure wounds in me.
That's unfortunate.
I think he's just
my
spontaneous.
apologies.
Try slap his face a little bit first.
Yeah, slap his face a little bit. Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead and Jamie, roll a Constitution saving throw.
He spontaneous arcanumed himself into a nap.
18.
18. Theresa, you slap him around a little bit, and Indigo, you sort of jolt awake.
Oh,
and
I'm.
Kata
Hello?
says,
Can people see me?
Yes.
yes. We
Oh.
can see you.
Sorry. I was here. None of you could see or hear me, so I thought I'd try to move something around, to sort of, get your attention. And I did touch that ball, and it didn't seem to go very well.
Yes, I apologize. I probably should have let you all know that my crystal ball is loaded. I suppose you could say.
Shouldn't touch strange balls,
You know, sometimes keeping your hands to yourself is the best.
especially when they're loaded up. You know, you never know.
That's right.
When
I
they
guess I
kickstart.
suppose I should have asked for consent first. I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
If anyone besides myself attempts to touch or use the crystal ball, it will lash out. So I apologize. I should have made that known to you all.
No, that's my bad. That is yes, that's quite all right.
Oh, please, how bad could it be? And I go and put my hand on the crystal.
Oh God! Make a wisdom saving throw.
One more time?
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, good, my best one. That's 4.
4. You immediately just you feel an electric bolt through your body, and you just fucking poof hit the ground immediately, passing out. And Katsu just.
Maybe if we all touch it, it will sort of spread out between us. It won't be as bad.
Yeah, like in that Saw movie.
I'm gonna just look at Kill and Indigo and go, seriously?
No, yes, we should probably wake him up.
I'll go slap him.
Kaz, go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
That's an 18.
18, yeah. Theresa, you wake Kaz up as well. Kata says, I'm starting to regret agreeing to enchant a sword with magical fire for you.
Well, I mean, I could probably get it this time now that I know what I'm waiting for, you know?
I mean, I would.
I'm not going to.
Okay, all right, good.
Kill, you're not gonna touch it, are you?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty tempted right now.
So
Kill, I'll be honest, I really didn't even like feel anything. It doesn't hurt. You just
I
kind
look
of
at
get
Kata
knocked
and I'm
back.
just like, I mean,
Listen, if you want to knock yourself out, go for it.
Hey,
all right,
Kill,
I
knock
cupped that
yourself
ball.
out.
You touch the ball?
Yeah, I cupped it.
Go, you cup it? Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a 23, baby.
Hell yeah. You touch the ball, and you feel a jolt in your hand for a second. You don't really feel anything. Like it tingles for a second, and that was it.
I keep my hands on it for a second, and I just look at Kaz, and I just kind of.
Oh, please, I probably weakened it for you and I touch it again.
Hey, it's all right, buddy.
Go ahead and give me another wisdom saving throw.
Hey, Hey, that's a nat 20 for 21.
Hey!
I was ready for it this time.
You hold on to it this time, and you feel that jolt, and it like goes up to like your teeth, but it stops there, and you're like, "Ah."
Let's go. Hey, there you go, buddy. And I give him a nice hard slap on the back.
I knew it. I was ready for it this time.
Honestly, I'm pretty impressed.
Kata, you should like market this sort of thing. It seems like it had like be like very popular with people. Like either knocks you unconscious or like sort of. It seems like
It's like a magical penis size contest.
But yeah, actually, I mean, if we're going to be here for 10 days, do you have any other favors in mind?
Well, I suppose there is. I mean, I wasn't going to ask you this, but since you're going to be around, or if you're going to, want some time to kill, there is one other thing. So, in a similar vein that I had you head over to one of my laboratories to reclaim some of my notes, I've been eager to take a bit of an excursion to the to northern Naladai. Some time ago, we used to refer to it as the frigid north. I don't know if any of you are familiar with this, but some time ago, it was sort of how you say this, colonized by the crown once the war had concluded. But previously to that, it was sort of recognized as this frigid wasteland, a dangerous place. Not many people took excursions out to. Only some of the most learned mages and most devout researchers and adventurers would head out there. It is sort of revered as the kind of a final frontier situation, if that makes any sense. And I've been eager to head out there myself. A colleague of mine from back in the day, Ignatius Salt, a well-learned man. He's a graduate from Hyrith. Well-to-do, came from a pretty wealthy family, had a lot of things handed to him, but a good enough person, despite these things. I do know that he set up shop there some time ago, but I haven't heard from him in quite some time. Scryed on him once or twice, but it seems as though he does not wish to be found. He had a laboratory. He liked to call it the Salt Vault.
It's a good name.
Yeah, it's
Very
original,
Yeah, it's a
something like that. But Ignatius, he was always someone who, he was always asking for assistance. But anytime it came to inquiring about any sort of headway that he was making, he was always very how you say this. He kept a lot of things to himself. It was a bit frustrating, but I have a pretty good idea where this laboratory of his might be. It would be of great assistance to me if you all went out there to see if you could find it. And, if you find anything interesting in there, bring it back to me. If you want, we could do this sort of favor situation once again, or because you are so adept in your previous endeavors with our relationship, we can work something else out if you'd like. So,
To be clear, are we looting the place or just looking for?
Go check it out. If you find anything that looks interesting, bring it back to me. How about that?
All right.
How far away is the laboratory?
Well, I can get you to the frigid north in an instant. However, the laboratory itself, from where I can take you, I'm not entirely sure. Probably something like maybe a few hours worth of travel. I can get you out of there. I'm not entirely sure.
Oh.
Do the best I can.
Sounds like it wouldn't take too long then.
You can get us back too? It's pretty far away.
I can give you some sending stones, and then we can work it out from there. I can, well, I can come to you directly and then bring you back myself, or you know, I have some connections. So
Okay. I mean, I'm open to it. I have a request in mind. You happen to have a way of procuring me a dragon's eye?
I could do this. I have some connections. I could procure this. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, I'm basically on a grand tour of this place. Might as well check out the Frigid North. Plus, I pull out the hammer. I'm like, this little baby should come in handy up there.
If I were, hypothetically, if I were to ask you to find Octavian's child, is that something that would sort of fall under the same umbrella as the original request, or would you think that's something that might be at least worth trying to find?
I mean, I can certainly try to find this child, but without greater description of it.
Sure.
You know, I mean, I can try, but I can't guarantee exactly success
Sure.
or anything. So
Understood. I'd be up for taking a little trip to the frozen north.
You're gonna have to
The
put a few
frozen
more clothes
wastes, or-
on, Indigo.
Sorry.
At least you're gonna have to put a few more clothes on.
Yes,
or at
I'm
least
trying to
bundle up
find. I'm
that
trying.
robe.
This immediately occurred to me is what can I wear that's warm but also very slutty?
Those
I'm
things
thinking-
aren't usually.
I would
compatible.
argue another person.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
I'll have to. We'll figure something out. But yes, I wouldn't mind taking a little snow walk in the snow.
Theresa, are you open to it?
sure.
Okay.
I would like to do the thing we were planning on doing tonight
Mm.
first.
Yeah. I agree.
I could
Yeah,
use
I think-
a day of rest, actually.
I think we leave
Sure.
tomorrow.
Yes. Oh yes. Yeah. We probably shouldn't.
Yeah, that too. Don't.
I'm a bit hurt for us to go
Great.
out and trudge through the snow right now. But yes, perhaps tomorrow.
sure. So we will say that our new arrangement will be similar to the last one. I send you out to the Frigid North. You take a look in the Salt Vault. You find what you can, and then you bring what you can back to me. I will do some favors for one for each of you once again, and we will begin tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Wonderful. Yes.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Hey, and this ain't gonna be no like baby dragon, right? I need like the good stuff.
For this, I will get you adult dragon eye.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Okay. Well,
Well then,
Was-
one may guide you all, and I will get to work on your enchantment and research more into this Ferrosporian fungus for you as well.
sounds good.
I will see you all tomorrow.
Wonderful.
You all begin to head out of Kata's Tower and towards the town proper. I think we're probably good to take a break there while you guys decide what you want to do for the evening, and then we will pick this back up in about 10 or 15 minutes, and we'll see what you guys get into, once you head off to the Frigid North. Yeah?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, let's go, bud.
Alrighty, I'm going to head over to the Be Right Back, and we will see you all very soon. We're going to be right back. Stay tuned.
That's good.
Once more to the frigid north for the group,
Oh.
or at least for me and Matt.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. As soon as you started talking about a town in the fucking Crimson Peaks, I was like, you motherfucker.
Right now somewhere. And okay, cool. I see everything good live. What's up, everybody? We're back. For some reason,
would help if I talk extra low on top of everything else.
that could certainly work. I'm just gonna adjust a couple things real quick. The names for some reason got
Make some
weird.
adjustments.
But what's going on, y'all? Good to see you, and thank you for staying tuned in. This is the sort of second half of our episode 39 tonight. So if you're just joining us, welcome. Our crew just got done attaining their boons, essentially, for lack of a better word, from Kata, the resident wizard here at 4 Point Cross. And they have also decided to take a secondary favor from Kata to go explore a old colleague of hers laboratory up in the frigid north of Naladai. So for the evening, they're going to head back to the town proper and get a little bit of rest before they show back up again tomorrow to do a second errand while they wait for her to gather the rewards from their first one. So that being said, the four of you head back to 4 Point Cross. Is there anything you'd like to do this evening before the night ends and you rest up in particularly, or do you guys want to jump to the next day?
Teresa and I have plans to meet with Theodrin.
Theodrin.
Cool.
I had nothing specific. I'll probably just be carousing at the inn.
Okay, sounds good. And Kaz, is there anything you wanted to do?
Nah, I'll probably walk around town for a little bit before I end up back at the inn.
Okay, sounds good. So, Theresa and Kill, whereabouts are you heading to meet up with Theodrin?
I think at his house, is what he said.
Okay.
Am I
sounds good.
crazy in remembering
Theresa,
that?
you begin to lead Kill through 4 Point Cross proper. You recall Theodrin lived on the sort of northwestern point of the town, and you maneuver your way through. I mean, it's the it's pretty late in the evening at this point, probably something close to 9:30 or 10 p.m. By this time, and you arrive without really anything of interesting note happening throughout the city. You don't really see too many people. Every once in a while, there is just someone heading back, probably from work or something like that, or from the multiple from the guild house. But yeah, you approach Theodrin's home, which is humble enough. It's pretty much the same as you remember it from when you were a child. And you walk up to the front door. Do you knock? What do you want to do?
Give it a little knock.
Gotcha. A moment passes, and you hear the knob of the door handle turn, and the door opens, and Theodrin is there waiting expectantly for you, and he says, "Ah, wonderful. I'm glad you two of you could make it. Would you like to come inside, or...?"
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, come on in. I just finished up some supper. And he turns and leaves the door open as he walks into his humble abode.
I'll enter.
You enter in.
Yeah.
And you can see that this is a very small home. Not really much going on, not a lot of decor, very few amount of furniture. But he is you can smell, it smells delicious in here. He apparently had worked on some sort of what seems to be like a smell of really nice oil that he's been searing something in. And you turn, you can see there's a pile of what seems to be oil fried chicken just in a mound on a beautiful platter that he seems to have already been digging into. And he says, please take a seat. I've just finished up some of my chicken that I sort of put in a bunch of vegetable oil and sealed it up really good. And I was thinking of putting some flour on it and then tossing it in there too. Hopefully the flour will crisp up really well. But I don't know. I haven't figured out the heat on that yet, so I just figured to throw it in, lightly seasoned, and well, it tastes pretty fucking good. So hopefully you enjoy it. So to be honest with you, I've been drinking tonight, so I can't recall exactly what I was supposed to do for you. So if you would enlighten me a bit, maybe you could jog my memory.
Well, we were gonna use that solvent. That very dangerous solvent.
Oh, right. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
to
that's
get
all.
things straight, you decided on the. Weren't you just telling us that we had to be real careful when handling this, and then you spent the day getting drunk before we got together and handled it?
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't really think that you would go through with this, so I just sort of got nervous, and whenever I get nervous, I just drink until I'm not nervous anymore. So it's
Okay.
probably better that I am a bit drunk right now and have a bunch of this fried chicken, because it would make me less freaking out about the whole solvent thing that might blow us the fuck up. So it's probably better, actually.
Okay. Well, while you're all lubed up, we did talk about trading one of these bad boys in for that tool of yours and some gold pieces, if you recall that much.
Right, yeah, I do remember that. You can have the tool with the fucking, you give me the shit. No gold required. I'll just give you the tool. It'll be fine.
Oh no. See, you were gonna give me some gold along with it.
Really? Was I going to do that?
Yeah. That's the way I remember it.
Go and make a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay.
Is this not deception?
No,
No,
this is what was agreed upon.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. With advantage. That's a 10. Flat 10.
Sounds about right. Okay, give me 1 second. And he turns around and he hops over to the outside of his room and then he goes and grabs the device and he puts it down on the table in front of you next to the chicken, and then he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out like 5 gold pieces and he pops them onto the table and he goes, "All right, there you go."
Weren't you gonna give 100 gold pieces for this thing? That's what you said now. Now listen, you're 2 sheets to the wind. I could have said 200, but I'm just being straight with you.
I respect that. Is the thing, to be totally honest with you. I don't have 100 gold pieces to give you.
Oh, okay.
I spent it on all the chicken and flour.
I got all this fucking chicken if you want it.
Does he seem like he's like the alcohol is making him truthful, or that he's like, I don't even have 100 gold pieces?
You can roll insight check for sure.
That's a 14.
Seems to be the latter.
I get in his face a little bit. I kind of like impose my size and lean in, and I just say, now if I understood you correctly, I could blow this whole fucking town up by just rolling the dice and seeing what happens with this thing. Now if I'm to believe that you're worth your salt as an alchemist, I bet you got 100 gold pieces around here.
Go ahead and roll an intimidation check.
I can use strength, right?
Yeah, since you mentioned your size.
Yeah. 17.
17. I was just yanking your chain. Come on, we're having fun here. Yeah, of course I got the 100 gold pieces. Just give me a fucking second. And he hobbles out to another room into the home. Moment passes, he comes back with a sack and he puts it onto the table. You can hear the heavy amount of coin and he goes, "Now listen, if that's not exactly 100 gold pieces, don't be alarmed. Just come back and say, hey, you know, I counted this. You're a couple coins short. I'm pretty sure it is. But, you know, I'm going to be honest. I don't want you to feel surprised or cheated or anything like that. I will pay the difference. You'll get the 100 gold. Pretty sure this is it. I've got the RID. And so you can have the RID and you can have the 100 gold pieces. Would you please just give me the fucking thing?
What's a gold piece or two between friends? It's no big deal. Theresa, I think you got it in your bag there, along with the other one.
Yeah. I'll get it in my bag.
Does he give me the tool as well?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Is it magical, or is it like something that requires a skill to use?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. You got any kind of owner's manual for this bad boy, or will I get the hang of it, you think?
Well, if you're an alchemist worth your salt, I'm sure you'll be able to do it.
Okay, well, we'll find out then, I guess. It's kind of like a jeweler's loop, right?
Pretty much.
Can I just take like a component out of my component pouch and like look through the loop and just kind of see what the experience is like?
For sure. You do so, and you take a look, and you sort of start to turn, like, there's a little bit of like a mechanism on it, and as you turn it, you hear a clicking sound, and then you feel sort of like a dull pulse from it, and you begin to sort of see, it's like it connects with you on like a intrinsic level, and you feel this, you feel the information from this reagent just sort of hit you, and you immediately begin to understand it. Which one are you pulling out?
You know, I guess I'll pull out one of the Demon Knoll ears.
Okay.
This guy.
So you do so, and you can tell that this is, I mean, from looking into this, you do not get a, like the sense of like a name for this random reagent. However, you do get an understanding that it is a rare reagent, firstly.
Okay.
Secondly, you understand its sort of, prime use that you could get out of it. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the actual like wording based on the alchemy, sheet that we printed out.
Yeah.
But like you understand, like if it's a reactive or like a, whatever.
Yeah. I think it was reactive, curative, poison, something else maybe.
Yeah. And I'll send that to you
Okay.
later. But you essentially get a bunch of information about it, except for like what to actually call it. You can look up in your inventory on D&D Beyond. You can add an item called R.I.D. an RID.
Okay. Cool.
Should appear there for you.
I probably need a space, maybe.
While Matt's doing that, Theresa, Theodrin, you've never seen him like this drunk before or anything. And he just sort of like puts his head in his hands and he says, "Look, whatever you're getting yourself into, lass, just be careful. I'm sure they're out looking for you somewhere. And hopefully you can find them. But just don't get lost on the way. Alright?"
I won't. think I know what I'm doing.
I am sure you do. You can't blame me. I'm just a bit of a worrywart.
You always were, so. Do you just have any tips so that we don't blow ourselves up?
Yeah, I mean, if you know what you're getting into, that thing that your friend has of mine now should be able to help you out pretty well. You could always experiment blindly. I do not recommend that. But I mean, that should help you in your endeavors. Try to do whatever type of experimentation that you have planned away from, any fucking civilization. And if things go bad, we'll just have a plan B, Just try to protect yourself best you can. Take precaution.
Yeah, I will. Just out of curiosity, how far away do you think it would need to be?
I mean, I don't know. For me to feel safe, at least probably fucking couple thousand feet, something like that.
I have an idea, so yeah, if you don't see me again, then things might have gone poorly, but I'll make sure we come back to say hi before we leave. For good.
Good.
It sounded vaguely ominous. Kill, you got everything you need?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to try some of this chicken before we go.
Yeah, please have some. I'm gonna chow down because my stomach is it needs to settle, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, and we'll be around for a little bit actually. 10-day give or take. So, don't be shy.
Right. Well, good to know. Let's dig
What are you
in
gonna
then.
do with the vial I gave you? Just gonna kind of keep it under wraps?
For the most part, yeah. I'm just gonna sort of I'm gonna try my best to stabilize it, and then hopefully that'll take care of it. But for the most part, I'm just gonna keep it on lockdown.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's go. Let's dig in.
And you do so. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to do before the night ends?
No.
All right. Okay. Well, then the four of you reconvene back on the Anon Ridge, and you settle in for the evening. You all finish a long rest and recover all of your hit points and your abilities and all that. The morning comes to each of you, and you all wake up in your separate rooms and all that jazz, and you reconvene back in the sort of main dining area of the Inn on Ridge before you head out for the day. So is there anything that the four of you want to converse about or set up before you head out, or do you want to continue to move on?
Just real quick, Sal, that item does not pop up, so we can worry about that later, but just letting you know.
Okay, I'll look into it.
And I'm expecting Lo to visit me at the Ridge this morning.
Gotcha.
So I would wait for that before we head to Kata's place.
Anybody else?
No.
Okay. You wait for about, you wake up and you get your breakfast and everything like that. And it's about, 9 or so in the morning. And you wait. And you wait for another hour. Hour and a half. 2 hours. 2.5 hours. 3 hours. So far, nothing.
Nothing. Are the others with me still, or did they head out?
It's up to you guys. Did you wait with Kill or?
Certainly after 3 hours, I would. Or wait, sorry. Where is it you're waiting again?
So I'm waiting at the hotel, basically at the Ridge. So I would have basically told you guys, like, I'm expecting this guy to come by. You know, you can hang out, or I can meet you somewhere after. Basically, at this point, I'm not sure if you guys would have stayed with me, but at this point, I would try to track him down. I'd go to the guild house. I don't think I know where he lives, but I'd at least go to the guild house first.
Yeah, I probably would have head out before that and just said, let's just meet us at Kata's for when we're ready to go.
I probably would have hung around the hotel. I probably wouldn't have been with Kill, to be honest. After I would have like sat at the table for a little bit, then maybe after an hour or so, I would just go like, I don't know, find someone to talk to. Because I'm not talking to Kill that whole time.
Louisa?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out in my book, using the now useless back of the book, to figure out, methodically going through how we're going to achieve this mixture without blowing up. So
Sure.
I'm just writing my own little step-by-step, working
know.
furiously.
Alrighty. Kill, you're gonna head over to the guild house?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I would have gone with him when he left, assuming that he was probably going to the tower.
Got it. So Indigo, before all this is headed to the tower. Louisa, are you staying at the Ridge at this point?
Well,
when-
everybody's leaving. Are you going to the tower, Indigo?
Yeah, I'm going to the tower.
I'll go with you. I have questions.
Alrighty. Kaz, about halfway towards the guild house, you begin to realize that Kill is certainly not heading towards the tower. Do you want to stay with him, or are you going to continue to pivot and then head over to the tower?
I'll assume I was like a little bit behind him, and once I realize like, I'll just be like, are we just gonna kind of divert the whole day for this? What are you waiting for anyway?
Do not listen. I've been talking to you for 3 hours.
I absolutely not. When you talk, it's just like a trumpet, just like wah 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 wah. And then I went and played some cards with some young man.
Okay. Whale. I don't remember if you were around, but I met a turtle at the guild hall, Low.
Oh.
And he's the guy that I mentioned. I got some information about.
The whole map thing. Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, he was supposed to meet me this morning at the Ridge, and he didn't turn up. So let's see if I can find him at the guild hall. He's I mean, between you and me, he is old as fuck. I don't know how he's even still standing, but I mean, respect to him for sure. And he's an interesting dude. It's nice to talk to him. I guess I'm a little bit concerned, but
I mean,
maybe
he's
he just
old.
slipped his
Maybe he was on his way, just taking a long ass time.
yeah, he said that he's gotten by having skillful hands, but not necessarily a skillful mind. So hopefully he's just hard at work.
I wouldn't worry too much about it, buddy. And I like reach up to pat his back and realize there's like no free space to get to his back, and just like pet a mushroom and put my hand back down.
Yeah, I assume I feel it still.
Very good. Do you stick with him, Kaz, or are you heading back to?
Yeah, I'm sticking with him.
Okay. The two of you eventually walk your way up to the guild house. It's relatively busy at this time of day, but it's not too populated by any means. Kill, you walk up and head towards the center of the interior of the guild house, where you remember Lowe's sort of station at, and go ahead and give me a perception check.
I will, in fact, do that. That's a 18.
18. You look around and you don't see really any sign of him. You take some time to really search, and he doesn't seem to be anywhere around. Unfortunately, his station, his little area that he has set up, is completely cleared out. Whereas before there were a whole bunch of different knickknacks and baubles and very interesting small trinkets and stuff like that. Some maps and a whole bunch of different type of cartographer's tools and stuff. And now there's nothing. It is completely barren. No one seems to be there. He doesn't seem to be anywhere to be found.
Are there is there anybody working any of the like sort of adjacent or nearby stalls or stands?
Yeah. There seems to be an older gnomish fellow to the right of his stand that seems to be in the process of concluding a deal with another patron about some sort of fabric sort of purchase that they're trying to make. This person seems to be some sort of a seamster or what have you, and that's what his stall seems to be dedicated to.
I'll kind of I'll do that thing where I make myself known, but I don't actually interrupt. So I just kind of stand like a little bit uncomfortably close to the gnome, but I don't actually interrupt, and I wait patiently.
Sure. The gnome
If
just
that
sort of
wait
takes
is
note of you.
longer than 2 minutes, I will interrupt.
The gnome takes note of you, and luckily you guys are you just arrived sort of at the tail end of this transaction, and he just sort of like looks at the two of you and like holds his finger up for a second and then accepts a
Oh yeah, take your time.
and he says,
But not that much time.
"Oh, I will." And he hands this like big spool of thread over to this young human gentleman, who takes it, pays him a couple silver pieces, and then heads out. And the gnomish fellow just sort of takes his glasses, puts them back on his nose, and just sort of adjusts them. And he looks up at you and says, "Can I help you?"
Hi, good morning. I'm I guess afternoon by now. I was supposed to have a meeting with Councilman Lowe this morning, and he didn't turn up. Have you heard anything about from him or about him?
Lowe. Well, I saw him yesterday. Come to think of it, I think you both look familiar. You were speaking with him yesterday, yes?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I haven't seen him today. When I showed up here, his stall was totally cleared out. It's not uncommon for someone to do that, but generally Lowe just sort of kept his stuff here, so that was a little weird. But I haven't seen him, no.
Did you say anything weird like at the end of the day yesterday?
Not as far as I can recall. It was just a normal day. Everyone was sort of, finishing up and all that. So, yeah, I mean, I couldn't say.
Do you I'm a little bit worried about him, he's seemed pretty seemed to be doing well for himself, but he's still an old timer. You maybe point me in the direction of his place. I can check up on him.
To be honest with you, I don't really know where he lives. I don't know many people that do. He just sort of shows up here every day, with a whole bunch of shit, and then he leaves. So he doesn't really talk to many people, and he's a kind enough turtle, I suppose, but he's not really what's the word I'm looking for? Very sociable.
Now that strikes me as strange because he seemed to be, we're generally a sociable folk. Saying he mostly keeps to himself.
Sure. As long as I've known the guy or known of him at the very least, I've never really had conversations with him. That's kind of why I assume he just wasn't that sociable. I don't really ever see him conversing with any folk outside of his patrons.
I sort of lean over to Kaz, and without breaking eye contact with the gnome, I just say, "What do you think, Kaz?"
To be honest, I think I wouldn't really want to talk to this guy a whole lot either. I think he is social, probably just not with this guy.
Do you know like anybody that happened to? Did he have any known buddies in town?
Ugh, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know. I've only ever seen him here, and that's about it.
I lean presumably like 4 feet down
Sure.
so that we're at eye level, and I'm just like, "Are you sure?"
Go ahead and give him an intimidation check.
That's a 22.
22.
I mean, listen, buddy. I don't want any trouble or anything. I don't know the guy for real.
Hey, no trouble. I'm just asking, are you sure?
Wait. While this is going on, I want to get up next to him as well, and I'm like, instead of like bending over, it's like the most condescending, like crouch down. Just like, like,
Hey, little buddy.
listen. Between me and you, what'd you do to Lo?
Go ahead
Listen,
and roll intimidation with advantage. Since you two are tag teaming this.
All right. So a 24 and a 19. So a 24.
24. He just says,
Ugh. I don't know what's going on right now. Listen, take whatever you want. I won't tell anybody. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. I don't really. I don't have much. Please, just don't hurt me.
Is there anything on his cart that I want?
there's a bunch of like silks and cool fabrics and stuff.
Yeah, I'll just take like a thing of fabric and just be like, "Oh, okay, thanks, buddy."
Okay. For sure. You do so.
Yeah. Okay.
Do the Midwestern leg slap and stand up.
Yeah, I'll just be like, "Well, appreciate the gesture. You have yourself a good one, and if you see Lo, let him know that I was looking for him."
Okay, I'll look out for him.
And he just like turns and like begins to like shakily like start to, move some things around on his desk to make him appear busy.
Nice. Okay. What does the fabric look like, Sal?
It's silk.
Silk. What
Yes.
color is it?
It is light blue.
Light blue silk. Okay.
A spool of light blue silk.
All right. Is there? So I know that he's a council member of the guild house. Do I know if that like, is there like a special, area where they have to like? Do they have offices? Is there like a? Have I heard that like every Saturday or every certain day there's like a meeting for the council members? Like, is there any way to be like, oh, he should be here at this time? Anything like that?
Yeah, you can make an investigation check to sort of like ask around and see if you can attain this type of information.
I'm
Okay.
helping him out too, so
Make it with advantage.
Appreciate it.
kind of invested now.
Pretty good. That's a 18.
18. Yeah, I mean, you take some time, you ask around, and try to get a bit more information. There is not like a specific place that they meet, but you learn that there are a couple other members of the guild council, and Theodrin is one of them.
Okay. Okay. Is Theodrin at the guild house?
Yes, he is in his stall, and you can see he is very hungover and in the process of like shifting a few things around, but he is like sluggishly and slovenly doing so. And he like noticed you earlier, but
Yeah.
like you can tell that he's just so fucking tired and like way out of it that he didn't even
Oh.
really like go out of his way to like whatever. He's just not hiding the fact that he's very hungover.
I will offer Theodrin a good berry.
What's this?
That should make you feel a bit better.
All right, bottoms up.
Oh. Shite. Thank you very much, Kill. I
There you
appreciate that. Holy hells. What's in that thing?
Maybe I should open up my own stall. What do you think?
You can make a good amount of money if you're selling that. I'll tell you what. Make me feel
That
like
right
a million
there
fucking
is
gold pieces.
pure. That right there is pure primal magic that you just ingested.
Fucking hell. I appreciate that. You guys looking for anything else or something, or?
Yeah. I was supposed to have a meeting this morning with Councilman Lowe. I haven't seen him. Any chance you know anything about where he might be?
Whoa. That's unusual. He's not one to miss an appointment. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. I did see him packing up a bit last night, which was a little odd, but you know, it's not. I mean, for us, it's not out of the ordinary to take a lot of our inventory home, or just to a more personal space. Usually, Law just sort of left his shite around here. I mean, the guild house is, nigh impenetrable when we lock it all up and whatnot. I mean, that's the whole point. But yeah, no, he was packing some stuff up last night, as far as I recall. I left before he did, so I'm not entirely sure. Where he went or what he did. No one. Law's an interest in Tortle. He sort of keeps to himself, but I mean, he does a really wonderful job, and he's a good member of the council. But we don't really know much about him. We never really asked. I don't even know where the guy lives, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll be around for the week, give or take. Just if you see him, let him know I'm looking for him. You know, he's an old timer. He might have just forgotten, but I'm a little bit, a little bit concerned.
All right, I'll definitely
Frankly,
keep an eye out for
that dude's lived about 2 or 3 full lives, so he's basically a cultural treasure.
I'll keep an eye out for him. I'll let him know you stopped by. Sorry that he didn't fall through on whatever you had going on.
You don't know where he spends his nights?
No, I mean, to be honest with you, I really only ever see him at the guild house.
Okay.
Keeps to himself.
All right. Well, you take care.
You as well.
Hey, what do you think I could get for this spool of silk?
I don't know. You want to talk to Bartleby? I mean, I'm sure he'll probably buy it off you for, I don't know. I mean, maybe a gold or something like that. It looks pretty nice.
You think?
I don't know. Sure.
Maybe I'll ask him.
All right.
All right. I'm headed into the frigid north, by the way. Anything that you know about I should keep an eye? Yeah, I mean, just accept what I'm telling you.
Make a
Is there
persuasion check.
anywhere we could get some winter clothing?
Well, I mean, if first of all, Kill, make a persuasion check. Second of all, Kaz, Theodrin says, I mean, Bartleby makes some pretty hefty things. I'm sure if you talk to him, I mean, maybe he'd be interested in that spool of silk, and then you could trade them some stuff.
Yeah, I bet we could get Bartleby to help us out. Sally got a 12.
12. Listen, your business is your own. If you want to talk to Bartleby about that, go for it. But you're doing all this. The frigid north is quite a ways away. No. If you got,
I was just asking if you knew anything about anything, special up there of interest, alchemically speaking.
I mean, I heard there are lots of different robust, species up there, but I've never been myself, and not many people have, to be honest with you, because of the, the settlements up there are still very new. You know, a lot of us are not as keen to head out there. Just, superstition and stuff.
Okay. Well, hey, I'll bring you a souvenir.
That would be nice.
Kaz, shall we?
Well, yeah. Let me we'll get back to Bottleby real quick.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm gonna go right back to his stall like nothing happened.
Okay.
Hey, Bottleby, you got any winter clothing?
Yes, but you'll have to pay for it.
My good man, of course I will. I'm happy to.
Yeah, why wouldn't we pay? You seem tense.
What do you want?
Just
Well, I don't want anything.
yeah, just some winter clothing, something for a colder clime.
Okay. Here's some quilted, padded tunics.
How much do I owe you?
Just the silver.
Oh, is that all? Man, you can't beat the prices here. And I drop a silver for him.
Sure.
Oh, you have yourself a good one.
All right. Have a good day.
Oh wait, should we get something for Teresa and Indigo? Do they have anything?
Yeah, do you have anything? Okay, now Bartleby, I want not only your expertise as an artisan, but also, I don't know much about fashion, but here's what I need from you. I need something functional, that's warm, but also slutty.
I mean, you could open up the tunic a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, but I want it to be like specifically slutty. Like I want to go out of my way to be wearing something slutty.
Like
you'd have
we
to
should be able to
commission
see the V where the legs meet.
Yeah, the deep V. I want to see the V.
Right.
Yeah.
that. I mean,
Like a faux padded, like a muscle shirt.
I'll have to commission it, so it might take me a day or so.
We don't have that kind of time. All right, maybe we'll see if someone has like a magical item that'll keep you warm.
Okay. Bye.
He turns around again.
Wait. Before he does, I want to just like drop a dagger real quick.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Just like, oh, oops, and just pick it back up and put it right away. I just want him to notice that.
Sure. Make another intimidation check.
A nat 1 for 10.
For sure.
I think I actually like fumble it.
Yeah, you do. You do that at the same time that he does turn around. He doesn't he literally just turns around. He's not doing anything. He just turns around.
Perfect. All right. Let's see if we can find something magical. Oh, I will say I bought some for Teresa. I don't think she has. So I'll drop another silver just for the sake of brevity. Okay.
All right.
Can we get does he have anything like that stands out as particularly flashy? Can I get Indigo like a colorful fur headband or something?
Yeah,
stupid?
sure. We'll say you can do that.
Okay, I want to do that.
You can mark off another silver piece.
Okay.
It's like a. Give me like a scarf, except it's like a boa. It's like a feather boa, but it's like.
Yeah, it's a fur lined boa.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Function and fashion.
All right.
Perfect.
And the two of you head back out to Kata's Tower?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The four of you begin to meet up just outside of Kata's Tower. Theresa and Indigo, you sort of like knocked on the front door of Kata's Tower. She has not answered yet. And you just sort of chill and wait outside in the front area. There's a nice little picnic table set up, just sort of like in the courtyard outside. So you wait there, and then eventually Kill and Kaz return, or rather meet up with you. And
Before Kaz and Kill get here, I'd be like, so you wouldn't kill him? Is there a? I saw you. I know you were meeting up for some sort of business the other night. Is there something I need to know about, or?
Business?
Well, didn't you say that? I thought I remembered you saying something about that you were, or is that out of character? Is that something you were keeping secret from the rest of us?
No, you're fine. You're
Okay.
fine.
Yes, I mean, I some sort of a late night rendezvous of some kind.
Yes, we went to go see a family friend of mine.
Right. Okay. That's okay. That's fine. I'm not really sure why I. That actually sounds about right, to be honest. I don't really know why I don't know. Sometimes I just sort of. It's fine. Never mind. We're good.
Wait, what are you talking about? What are you implying?
Someone redeemed a wild magic surge. Common.
Oh, really?
Shit, good, good.
Go ahead and roll D100, please.
Right. 1D100. 77.
77. Okay. Go ahead and just roll a roll a wisdom saving throw. This is not a charm.
Okay.
But Sal, is it a charm?
It's not a charm.
I got a nat 20 for 22.
Nice. You feel the moats sort of begin to pop around you, and it, you surge again, and you feel for a moment as if you're about to, do one of those sort of transmutations, or one of those transformations of yourself again, and you sort of fight against it, and you cast that feeling off, and nothing happens.
Sorry, I just had a little anyway, no, I don't know. You have a lot in common. You're both into sort of, alchemy stuff. I don't know.
Keel is helping me, yes. He's
right, okay.
quite
Yes,
helpful.
helping you. Yes, right. Okay. You can... You were very mysterious, Tuisa. I don't mean to, I'm just teasing you. I don't mean to, it's,
I mean, you're the one who spontaneously turns different colors and disappears.
Well, yes, but I'm very open about that. I don't know. Maybe it's just there's something about you that just seems a bit, I don't know. It's very, it's not a bad thing. It's you have a certain mystique about you. That's all I mean to say. It's very cool, actually.
Thank you, I guess.
Yes.
While I have you alone.
Sure.
So you mentioned something to Kaz yesterday about Stant.
Yes.
That seemed to make him upset.
Oh, has he not told you? Right.
I wanted to ask, but I felt like people maybe didn't want to talk about it, and they would tell me if they wanted to talk about it, but I wasn't
Yes.
sure if it was the thing we talk about.
Sure. It's a bit of a sore subject, especially for Kaz. I think it's a bit of a sore subject. Well, I mean, I imagine especially it is. Yes, Kaz was effectively a slave for much of his life. Was very horribly abused by Stant. I'm surprised that hasn't come up before. But yes, he was.
That makes sense. He seemed upset when you said something about something Stant used to own.
Yes, I didn't really me and my big mouth as it were. Yes. Well, I'm sure you've noticed that Kaz and Stant, Kaz has a lot of feelings towards Stant, which is
I knew there was some history there. I just
yes, it's well, it's quite awful, really.
Yeah, I guess I'll ask Kaz about it himself. Maybe.
Sure. Yes. just be very delicate is if you do, but
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, of course, anytime.
Hmm. Wonder when they'll get here.
Yes, we'll probably just be kind of just like awkwardly kind of making small talk until they arrive.
For sure. Eventually, they do arrive. Not too much longer later, but Kaz and Kill, you both come up to the courtyard of Kata's Tower, and you see Thuisa and Indigo both sitting on a nice little picnic bench, an odd distance away from each other, just sort of like talking, like conversing, and
They're like kitty corner on the picnic
yeah,
table.
for sure.
Well, hey guys, we brought you something.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
Kaz. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello. Here, I've actually got this for you, Thuisa, and I just hand you some of the cold weather tunics, or one of the cold weather tunics.
Thank you. I actually
Indigo?
left my cold weather jacket in the capital, so.
Oh yes, I completely forgot about. I was going to have a whole
Useful.
dress up montage and everything, but
Indigo, close your eyes.
Oh, okay, all right, yes.
Okay, I take the boa and I give it like a wrap, and then I say, open 'em.
Oh my goodness, it's perfect, it's fabulous, I love it.
I
Yes.
give him the mirror image with a minor illusion.
Oh,
And I go, oh, you should see the back. I do it again.
oh,
Makes it look slightly sexier, like.
fantastic, yes.
He actually gave you like a Pixar mom ass when he turned it around.
We make a few changes here. That's
Yeah.
Yes, much better.
No, strangely, you have like some scales now. And I go, oops, sorry about that.
Oh, that one was for me. My bad.
I
That
was
was great.
thinking about something else.
And then I give Thuisa like a strange look for a second, and then I'm like, I'm in. Anyway, so are we ready to do this thing?
Yes, I think so. Yes, shouldn't be.
Yeah, just checking out another lab. I'm sure.
Yes, I'm
Probably
sure it'll be in and
most
out there
there.
very quickly.
Easy.
Nothing surprising or unexpected at all will happen.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
That's how things go, right?
Yes.
Oh, Indigo. Along with that, in case you get like the creative juices flowing, a real nice guy, a little gnome fella gave me this fabric free of charge. I thought I'd give it to you in case you had any ideas for it. And I
We
give
think you might have killed one of the councilmen.
I'm sorry. What?
Well, so here's the thing. Lowe never showed up, and nobody seems to know anything about him. I mean, I didn't get the sense that any of them were specifically covering anything up. I mean, Theodrin and this fella Bartleby, I think his name was. They both seem to say that he just kind of keeps to himself, and nobody seems to know where he lives. So I don't know. Maybe something came up, but
I just
Well-
think Bartleby's a little shifty. I don't trust him.
how many people do you trust, Kaz?
I have noticed out of character specifically. I feel like every time we go to, there's one person that I just kind of bully. I'd say. I mean, I trust at least a third of the people here.
Like in this spot?
Well, yeah, between the four of us.
Look suspiciously around at
Okay.
everybody.
I would never lie to you.
Wonderful.
That Kill. I do know that about you, and I think if you had an issue with me, you would probably just take that hammer and just like my pretty little skull,
I probably would.
which is how I know that we're friends.
Anyway, should we?
Well, yes, let's go on a snow adventure, shall we?
Absolutely.
You all
So,
continue to
well,
wait.
although Kata's not here, or she's not responding anyway. Should we try knocking again, perhaps?
We
Wait,
haven't
wait,
tried
wait.
for a while.
I've got this. I've got this. And I just thaumaturgically just go, knock knock. It's like as loud as I can.
For sure. A moment passes. You hear the fluttering of some sort of flock of crows fly out in the distance as the sound of this thaumaturgic call sort of startles them. You wait a few more moments. Nothing yet. You sort of wait for another like half hour or so. And finally, you hear the door. Good morning, everyone.
Yes, hello.
Hello, Les. Yes, hello.
Sleeping?
Yes, sorry, I was up late into the evening, into the early morning last night, actually, and the times seem to have gotten away from me, so I apologize for this.
Oh yes, I know how that goes. You were up late partying again, of course, kind of.
You could say that, yes. I see my work as a bit of a party. Yeah, you could say that. But
A science party.
yes. Are you all ready to depart, or?
Yes, I think so.
I am.
All right.
Yep.
Wonderful. Very good. Very good. Okay, so follow me this way, and I will set you up. Now, a word of warning. A couple of words of warning, actually. First and foremost, your trek into the frigid north, it will be a bit dangerous, right? I mean, you just went into the Nine Hells, so you can handle yourselves. I understand this. Try your best not to get sidetracked. It can be kind of, how do I explain this? Discombobulating when you are up north for so long. It is not well traveled. It is not well settled. Where I am going to send you, it's a small settlement. A couple other, explorers and settlers recently made this place their home. So you'll be able to, find lodging. It won't be comfortable, but it will be not, frigidly cold and deadly. So that's all good. As far as finding the salt vault, the settlement, I believe, is relatively close to it. In fact, the settlement, as far as I know, was originally established by Ignatius Salt. So, if anyone has further information there about him or about his laboratory, make sure to ask around. In addition to that, when you venture out officially to try to find the vault, stick towards any type of elevated typography, if that makes sense. If there is sort of a range of mountains you can stick around, stick with that. If there is more of a hilly area, do that as well. You want to try to avoid any expanse of sort of flat land. I hear that there are very dangerous creatures that inhabit the sort of flat lands of the frigid north, where there is more of a bumpy type of earth around. You'll be a bit safer as far as I've researched. So try your best to stay away from that. Ask around and stay as safe as you can. Once you are able to locate the vault, send me a message. We will use these. She hands one of what seems to be just a small, polished, smooth stone over to one of you. She just holds it out. You will be able to sort of, focus your mind onto this stone and think, a 25-word sentence or group of sentences towards me. I'll be able to hear it back. But we can only use this 3 times a day. So just let me know when you get to the vault. Let me know when you've sort of, done the best you can. And then a third one in case, of emergency. I will come to you as soon as I can to get you out of there. But in the meantime, I will be doing my work here for you to enchant and to to further research on the fungus. Yes.
Perfect.
Take your time. If you want to just check in with me every night, if you're haven't searched for too long, I do not have a time frame for this. Obviously, it will take me 10 days to be able to procure your part of the deal from our previous, or rather to fulfill my part of the deal for you. But there is no rush, so just stay safe and take your time, okay?
What does the vault look like?
I mean, you'll know it when you see it. It will be sort of a facility, very likely, made out of some sort of heavier material. I don't doubt that it will be, there will be minor enchantments to probably keep it hidden. It might be built into, a mountainside. It might be a tower like this. I'm not entirely sure. I've never been there before.
I see.
Do you know of anything specific that might be in there?
Well, Ignatius was always interested in the same type of research that I was doing. However, he was more interested in the type of fauna, specifically the creatures that inhabited the different types of the realms. He would always be interested in the biology of these creatures and the type of things that they would have,
Evolved to carry around with them. How their bodies have changed over the aeons since the age of eternity. So, I assume he'll probably keep some interesting, bits and bobbles around. I would very much like to see that type of stuff. I think you'll know it when you see it.
Okay.
Do you? He might have built this place in another place that is sort of thin between the realms?
That's entirely possible. It's a very good hunch. I am not familiar with, any realm rifts in the frigid north. I have not yet been able to procure an expedition there. But if he is as smart as I once believed him to be, then that's probably a good bet.
Hey, is there any way to sort of detect that?
There are certain surefire signs, things that do not belong, in the ecosystem there. If creatures that don't necessarily match up to the, fauna or, even flora that around the location. Drastic changes in weather or climate in very short areas. That would usually indicate that as well. It just sort of, it's like when you're traveling through the desert. We have pretty lush bits of vegetation in Nalidai, and the Maritimes don't really have deserts as well. But the deserts of Ferrisper are known to have these little oases inside of them. They're kind of like little pockets of lush greenery and little ponds and whatnot that you find in the middle of these barren wastelands filled with sand and craggly rock and all these things. And it is well believed that these oases, as some adventurers call them, are sort of these very minor rifts between the realms, and they bleed into the Fae specifically. So, it's that type of thing.
I see.
Something to look for, at least.
Yes. Really quickly, if you don't mind, I would just like to do something to see if I could aid you a little bit more in your endeavors. One moment. And she holds her hands up, and she begins to trace a sort of little, few symbols in the sky. Her eyes glow for a moment, and she mutters an incantation. And she says, okay. Pardon me, I just wanted to get an idea of what you were bringing along with you in terms of sort of, let's call it firepower. when I first met you all, I do want to point this out, young lady. That book that you carry with you.
Put my hand protectively on the book.
I just think maybe you want to maybe flip through it before you head out. You might be interested in what you find. As for the rest of you, you all carry some pretty interesting equipment. That's pretty good. When you return, I would not be averse if you were more interested in my enchanting abilities. Can't hurt to have a bit more oomph in your scabbard, if you know what I mean. So I just wanted to do a double check. Wanted to make sure you were covering all your bases, but you seem well equipped. So you ready to go?
Well then.
Okay.
Well, do we have enough food for if we're going to be there for a while? Do we have enough supplies, things?
You should
wine,
be able to,
for example.
You should be able to stock up once you reach the settlement. As soon as I send you over there, I've made a few arrangements for you. I've provided shelter for you. I have a contact in the settlement. His name is Roland. Fine young halfling gentleman. He's been out there for some time. So Roland will take care of you. There are some provisions that you can purchase when you're out there, and some will be provided for you off your arrival in a few short moments. So I've taken care of everything.
Wonderful.
Sal, I totally forgot to say this earlier, so we can either do this in a bit or we can retcon it, but Kill certainly would have tried to attune to some of these new items over the night. So again, I can either do this now or we can do it in the settlement. However you want to handle it.
Yeah, no worries. Which items did you want to try to attune to?
For sure the flail, and probably the necklace, at a minimum.
Okay.
The other one that I know is magic is the sword. So if nobody else was going to take it, I would probably just try to attune all three in the evening just to see just to understand them.
Sure. You find that the necklace, it is magical in some way, as far as you can tell. However, it does not seem to require attunement. You're not entirely sure what it does or how to use it. The flail, you do succeed in attuning to. You can look up the Flail of Madness in D&D Beyond. It should appear there. Hopefully it does.
That does appear, yeah.
Okay. The Flail of Madness. And then what was the other one?
The gnarled sword. The
Gotcha.
Rusty sword.
The gnarled sword you are also unable to attune to.
Okay,
It does
interesting.
feel magical in some way.
Okay. So, if something doesn't require attunement, attuning to it doesn't grant you additional information. Is that how that works?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. Cool.
You need to be able to identify it.
I actually really like that. It makes the identify spell do something.
Oh yeah, for sure. Otherwise, you just try to attune to everything, and then even if
Yeah.
you don't need it, you just learn it. Yeah.
I did not understand the rules to work that way, but I actually really like that, so I'm
Cool.
glad it does. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Alrighty. Well then, is there anything else you all want to do before Kata sends you off to the Frigid North?
No.
I'm ready to go. Let's fight the abominable snowman. Let's go.
Yeah,
I will. The sword is like a short sword, roughly
Yeah.
in size.
Roughly.
So I'll just give that to Kaz at some point and just be like, "Now I don't know what this does, but it does look rad." So, God bless. God's bless.
God
And
bless.
I just hand it to him.
Thank you. And did you fail to attune to it, or was it not something he didn't need to attune to?
It was not attunable.
Okay.
So I know that it's magic, but that's all I know about it.
Mhm.
It was the sword used by one of the three demon gnolls and it just looks like it fits your vibe, dude.
I don't know how to take that, but thank you. I think.
You're welcome. I'll just wear the bone necklace, just like because I think it's rad.
As a
Fuck yeah,
fashion
dude.
statement.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah. It's basically like my souvenir, my cheap souvenir that I bought on my first trip to the Nine Hells. Is this bone necklace?
It's perfect.
One of those beaded necklaces with the shark tooth, like.
Exactly.
I went to the Nine Hells and all I got was this stupid puka shell necklace. For sure.
Yep.
Love it. Alrighty. Well, then the four of you set up in the main foyer of the room. Kata activates her teleportation circle and she says, "All right, I'll be able to hold this up for a little bit. Do any last minute preparations, and once you get over there, Roland should be waiting for you in the sort of main thoroughfare. You'll see that there are not many other, small homes or tents or whatever as you arrive, but I assure you, everyone that is there has some sort of main goal similar to you all. Adventuring and just truth seeking and all these things. This settlement is a little bit more of they have a bit more spirit rather than actually settling down, if that makes sense. So hopefully you'll be able to, make some good headway when you are there. All right?
Okay.
All right.
Heard.
Gods be with you. And one by one, you each. Poof, 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 poof. And we are actually going to end the session there. I know it is relatively early. I know we should be having like an hour or so. But I want to end it there just because I've got a lot of stuff planned for the Frigid North, and I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. So that being said, number one, thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun to jump back into this. Number two, thank you guys for bearing with us with any weird technical issues. We didn't really have any. It looked pretty good to me. It sounded great, hopefully. So let us know. If you're not a part of the Discord, please hop in there. I would love to. I'm going to be hopping on there later tonight. I want to hear any feedback about the stream. Thank you, Jenna. We appreciate that. But yeah, please give us some feedback on the stream. We're going to be fixing up a couple different things. I'm going to get the, as you can see, hopefully while we were streaming up this way, on the screen, you would have seen the stat cards and stuff, and hopefully they flipped through a couple different times. I know sometimes they got stuck on Tuisa like they are right now, but I am going to see if I can make a couple more things more fluid or whatever. So if there's anything that you guys think of that might be more interesting or just more fun for you as a viewer with this new setup, please let us know. We also have a handful of guest spots that are be coming up soon, since we'll be able to do those now that we are virtual. Hopefully seamlessly. So look out for that. That should be a lot of fun. But yeah, please hop into the Discord after this. Throw us some questions in the questions tab, or just hop into the town. Town Square. Hop into the town square and let's talk about how tonight went. Give us some feedback and what you might want to see and all that. I'll be there a little later to check in on things and to talk to you guys. So I'm just super happy to be back. I wanted to take it a little bit easy tonight as well, since I still have a whole bunch of things going on with the move and all that stuff, and before I settle down. So that's why I wanted to end a little bit early. So please forgive me with that. That's on me. But I hope that it has been fun getting back into it with all of you. So with that being said, we're going to head over to the final sort of offline title screen. And it's been a pleasure. We will see you all very soon. Thank you again very much. So, peace out.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.